And now I invite Bethany to share with us.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing. I think it was a good decision to kind of build on the traditions, because he actually, everything he shared from the Old Testament, we also believe in Genesis and Exodus and all of that you were going over. And so really a lot of what he shared was what I was going to begin with, so I won't go over that again. Just that, in the garden, God did create Adam and Eve there and ask them to work in the garden and take care of it. And that was really one of the first mandates that God gave when he created. So one of the things I do have that he didn't hit on, and I don't know if he'd believe this also, but as far as Christianity, God did create humanity in his image. And so I think that's one of the things with sustainability. God's a creative God. And so being created in his image, one of the reasons for us caring about sustainability is to care about the things that he created, and he gave us the ability to do that and to plant things and grow gardens and things along those lines. So looking more into the New Testament, with Jesus coming and Jesus basically coming and redeeming humanity, part of what we believe fell was also creation. So that creation is also groaning, and creation also at the fall of humanity, when sin entered the world, it didn't affect only humans, it affected creation also. And so with Jesus, when he came back and entered into this new phase of Christianity, basically that's one of the things that's working on being redeemed through him coming back, and eventually there will be a new heaven and a new earth, which is something I did want to hit on. So in Revelation 21:1, it says, "Then I saw a new heaven and new earth, for the first heaven and earth had passed away." Some translations say cease to exist. And I think that, especially a more evangelical Christian tradition, oftentimes we have a bad reputation of not caring about sustainability or not caring about the earth, because really I think of a misreading of verses like this. So people will believe that the earth is just going to basically go away, and if that's the case, why even care about it? And I don't believe that's true. I don't think that's good theology. God asked us to take care of the earth, and we don't know when Jesus is coming back. So you would want to sustain the earth for future generations. So really I want to get in. I'm assuming most people in the audience are probably more familiar with my tradition, just culturally and because we're at Merrillhurst, than a lot of the other traditions up here. So just talking about some of the history with kind of evangelical Christianity over the past maybe 100 years and how it relates to sustainability. Specifically, the tradition I come out of has had a lot of focus on end times and the rapture. And I think that's actually done a lot of damage to the idea of sustainability. And people, especially just the general Christian population that believed in it, that maybe didn't study, at a more scholarly level or in a seminary or, go to college somewhere and really study the issues. They focused on the rapture part where they were just getting out of the world. But we believe that, they are coming back to a new heaven and a new earth, and it's going to be recreated. And God created the earth to begin with, and it's something that he does want to keep sustaining. It's not that the earth is just going to be done with. It is going to be recreated and renewed. I think oftentimes we have this idea in the evangelical Christianity that the earth just is going to cease to exist and we're going to go to heaven and it's going to be entirely different and somewhere else. And that's not the case. I don't know specifically what earth is going to look like when it's renewed in the future, but everything points to it being similar to what it is now and having a lot of the features here. So I don't think the earth is bad in any sort of way, and I think we have been called to work the earth and to take care of it. And something that he said when he was presenting before in Genesis, when it talks about the dominion over the earth, and basically I completely agree what he said. If it means to care for the earth, it doesn't mean to take advantage of it and just use it all up and basically kill it. It means to take care of it. Okay, so I'm going to switch a little bit more into, well, I guess just getting back. I think that when, just historically over the past several years, with the creation of Israel, a lot of people in my tradition started thinking that that meant, for various reasons, that Jesus was going to come back soon. And so that's one reason why you've seen a push to people in more evangelical traditions maybe not caring about sustainability as much, because they did think that the end of the world was going to be soon. I think we're growing out of that phase now. If you asked people in evangelical churches, they probably wouldn't agree with that as much as they may have 20, 30 years ago. You know, now I think they're saying, well, we do believe that Jesus is going to come back. We don't know when. It still may be a long time from now, so we do need to take these issues more seriously than they were for a time. So shifting over to just some more of the education things in the community and things that churches are actually doing. At George Fox Evangelical Seminary, they recently started a program in their Master of Divinity program called Earth Keeping. So basically you can specialize in earth keeping. And so basically they explain why they have that concentration. And these are the points that they have under why are we doing this. Point 1 is that the earth is endangered. Point 2, the evangelical church has been silent on the issue. Point 3, the Bible speaks to our own relationship with the created order. Point 4, the church must respond to God's command to keep, that's in quotes, keep the earth. And point 5, Christian leaders need a theological and biblical basis for earth keeping. And I think programs like this are developing throughout many Christian and evangelical schools. An article in the Oregonian quoted the Council for Christian College and Universities as doing a survey saying that 41% of Christian colleges had courses in sustainability, and that was in 2009, and that 43% more were planning to start courses in sustainability. So I think it is something that the community is now really starting to embrace, especially over the past 5 to 10 years. Historically, I don't know if we've always been the best on this issue, but it's definitely something that is coming up, and there's a lot of focus on it now. It's often called creation care. It's kind of a term that's getting used for it within evangelical circles. And then there are, as far as what my community and just other churches similar to my church are doing, a lot of community gardens, things like that are starting to happen at several different churches that I know about. I know one church that did basically a bike care service for the community, so you could bring in your bike and they would fix it up and do things like that. There's been a lot of recycling programs. I know always here. I went to school in Texas, actually, and they just don't recycle there, and it was really odd to me. And because I grew up here in the Portland area, and there was you just recycled, that's what you did, and there was recycling bins everywhere you go. And there you couldn't find it, you don't recycle your pop cans, and it was just interesting. But the Christian school that I went to, they did actually have recycling there, and they were really trying to work on it. It was hard in that area because the city actually didn't have a very good recycling program, so any businesses that wanted to recycle would have to take some extra steps to get things recycled because the city just didn't have it set up to accept those things like they do in this area. So I think we're spoiled here a lot with kind of this issue. So really, I just have a book, if anyone's interested, that kind of hits on this issue from the evangelical perspective. And it's called For the Beauty of the Earth. And again, that's For the Beauty of the Earth. And it's by Stephen Bouma Prediger. So the last name is Bouma-Prediger. And that's really all I have. So I look forward to any questions later.
Thank you, Bethany. And again, we'll just take a moment to ponder what we heard.